And we're live. Oh, it's been 16 seconds since we're live now. Let's wait until Facebook starts streaming up.
Yeah.
It's live right now, right? Yeah. It's live.
Yeah, I'm seeing the live video. There's a delay.
Yeah. So let's not watch ourselves, or else it's gonna be a huge delay. Let's wait for people to join in. So we have 4 people joining in right now. Let's wait. It looks so weird to watch ourselves in a delayed mode.
I can see. I am on my phone and
What I'm saying is it looks so weird to watch ourselves in a delay mode. So like you can see what you're doing after like 10 seconds.
yeah. Are you sure you're live? Facebook says the link is expired for me.
No, it's live. People are joining in. So let's just wait for a few more people to come in. Guys, how is it going? We'll just wait for a few more minutes until everyone starts joining in. And then we're going to begin the product tour. And trust me, you guys will be blown away what you're going to be seeing today. I know we should have been doing this a little earlier, but since people had been traveling for some time, it was a little difficult because of the internet issues, but now he's back in action.
Hey everyone, do you mind to put in something while we wait for everyone? I would not want this to be a silent room, to be honest. So post in anything, drop a hi, drop a yes, post in your favorite emoji, whatsoever, post in your recent challenge, the things that you're working on, whatsoever it is, before we actually get live on the product. We do not want this to be a silent room at all.
Mm-hmm. Hello? Yeah, I can hear you.
So how many people have joined in so far?
I think 8 people have joined in. More should be coming in. I think Aaron is already sharing.
Okay, I'm just reading the comments as well while
Forden is saying, hi. Hey, Forden, how is it going with you? Hey, Sharat. My
yeah,
sister is
good,
online
good
as
to
well.
hear that, Forden. I don't know. I am on the same device as before,
Mm-hmm.
same internet, same office. But good that you can hear me out well and better.
I think I think it could be because of Big Marker. Maybe Big Marker had some issues yesterday, so I think that could be some reason.
Yeah, possibly
I'm
a
just
lot of
assuming.
people may be live there.
And Zoom, we using Zoom. We're just going directly live, so I think that could be the reason why.
Possibly.
Um, Terry's saying it's live. Yes, yes, Terry, we are live. Uh, Aaron, let's do this. So I'm saying, yeah. I know Aaron is dropping some pizzas.
Aaron, what do you mean by Blair or Quad?
I have no clue. Then Masak is saying LetConvert is just awesome. Fantastic, Masak. Soumya
Thanks,
is
Masak. I agree with you.
Forden is saying airport style. Oh, there you go.
Oh no, I'm on the phone watching myself live over a live video. Yeah,
Aaron
then
is like
Zoom is the
Zoom.
king. GTW is also great, very stable. We use that for every webinar. It's kick-ass.
I think we should begin while other people would join in. So I think we should just begin the product tour. Plus, anyway, we're going to be having the replay available for everyone. So
Yeah, and we should be able to do some Q&A as well by the end of the video. So I think most of the people should have the questions solved.
Yep.
So I'm going to close the live, watching myself live over a live video. And let's get back into doing the product tour.
So I'm just going to switch off my camera and I'm going to give you the control.
Okay.
Why are they showing everyone's picture on mine?
Yeah. Aaron loves Zoom so much. Zoom also is just back with all the love.
All right.
Anyway, I'm very bad at jokes. You must have figured out already. Okay, let me go ahead, share my screen, and guys, let me know when you see me up there. Okay. Hey everyone, just put in the comments here if you can see my screen live and clear. It would be good if you are able to moderate comments.
Yep, I'll keep reading them as we go by.
Okay, everyone says looks good. Okay, I'm just reading the comments as well while I'm seeing. I'm studying you guys, Mandarin. Okay. All right, guys. So yes, this is the LetConvert's dashboard. I'm giving you a tour through one of the dashboards that we ourselves use. So before you ask us that, hey, do you use your own app or not? Everything that we develop, we use it very heavily. We use LetConvert as one of our prime business sources. And we just use it on every campaign that we run. One of the things I could show you is that, you see this as one of the dashboards, and then I can show you another. Every marketing campaign that we run, we actually go about using LetConvert app on that, and you could see that Yogesh heads the product marketing at LetX, and this is his account, which he uses for us, and we set up numerous campaigns all the times, and you can see 22,000 unique visitors, 2,900 records tracked, kind of a thing. So this is how we actually use LetConvert. For everyone who may be watching, or for anyone who may be watching and does not know what's LetConvert, let me start with giving you a brief about LetConvert and what's the idea behind actually LetConvert. So you see, in this world, we have identified that there are two kind of buyers. One kind of buyers are informed buyers, and the other kind of buyers are impulsive buyers. So informed buyers are any of those buyers in the online world who take any action online or who purchase anything online after doing a lot of studies. After actually, so if they were to buy even a phone, they would go about reading all the reviews out there. They would go about reading a couple of blog posts. They would go to YouTube and watch a couple of reviews. So they would take very informed decisions. And then there are the other type of people in this world who are online who would take impulsive decisions and would take impulsive actions as well. Be it a purchase, be it registering for a webinar, be it filling a lead, be it registering for a service, be it booking for a demo call or whatsoever. So the other type of people would take actions in a very impulsive manner. They tend to trust people. They tend to go about actually buy things in an impulse. And we say that at LetConvert, we use something called social proof and user reviews to instill enough confidence and trust among your website visitors to be able to convert any informed buyer into an impulsive buyer for yourself. Do you get me on this? So anyone who's in a website, we do not want them to actually go away and Google around your service or your product. They should just be, heavily paged while they're on your website, using all of those alerts, using all of those social proof, using all of that, all of those user reviews, that they straight away take an action, and you are also able to get them to drive them, or able to drive them into taking an action that really matters. So that's what LetConvert is all about. And the way we do it is by doing something called social proof and user reviews. So what we do is you add a line of JavaScript code to your website and you create a campaign, but calling the spade a spade. What happens is anyone who starts taking any activity or any action on your website, we start tracking that action, and we go about form a small notification or an alert that you can show on your website. The idea is to let people know that there are others making an action, that there are others making purchases online, and that there are others who have already used the service before and have left good reviews, because of which other people should also feel confident enough to go about and actually take an action on your website. So if you log into the dashboard, this is how the LetConvert app looks like. You straight away land into the snapshot page. On the snapshot page, you see a total number of campaigns that you have made, and then you see a count of the campaigns that you have made this month. Then you see the total number of active campaigns. So of course, you can archive any of those campaigns and go about saying that, hey, I don't want to see those campaigns in my active list because I just made them for testing or whatsoever. So you see the total number of active campaigns, and you also see how many active campaigns have you made this particular month. And then you see the total number of unique visitors, as in how many unique visitors have you actually shown those callouts or alerts to. So these are not the unique visitors on your website, but these are the unique visitors who have actually seen any of those callouts, and they're unique visitors, by the way. And then you also see the count of those unique visitors on a monthly basis. And then you see how many records have been tracked. So with that, what we mean is how many actions is something that we have actually been about tracking for every unique person out there. And then you also see the number of actions that we have tracked for that particular month. If you scroll down, you see a list of tasks that we recommend you do to complete your onboarding and to go about using the product to the fullest. We want to add a few tasks here as well, so that you actually go about using the entire product. But we are making this in an adaptive manner. So as soon as you complete your 7th step, we might show you a few more steps to actually get you into an advanced usage of the app. Because honestly, if I were to go about and give you all the details about the dashboard, the possibilities of using this application are just endless. And I'll show you something when I go about creating a new campaign. Then when you go ahead, you see your unique visitors on a daily basis and how have those unique visitors been there. Again, these are the unique visitors which have seen any of those, at least one of those alerts on your website. So basically what we say is, how are we able to actually impact the buying decision of your end visitors? These are the only unique visitors, who have actually seen one of those callouts or one of those alerts on your website. Then in the unique clicks, what you see is a graph of the people who have actually clicked on any of those callouts or tried clicking on any of those callouts. In the LetConvert dashboard, when you create a new campaign, you have an option to take multiple actions for anyone trying to click on those small notifications or alerts or callouts that come on the bottom, top, or whatsoever that you choose as a location on your website. So we show you a graph like that, and then we show you some previous campaigns that you have made so far, so that you're able to take a glimpse and a quick view on how have those campaigns been performing. So this is what you have in this snapshot. What I'm going to do now is go through each of these tabs and tell you what exactly these tabs do. And then I'm going to get into the meatball of the game here, which is the create campaign. And I'm going to show you a few steps that you must take while you're creating a campaign. I'm going to explain the different modules that we have, what's the difference in those modules, and how exactly do you set up your campaigns out so that you're also able to run this through in a manner that you actually are able to drive your conversions higher. The next tab that we have is called Campaigns tab. In the Campaigns tab, what we see are a list of all of your active campaigns, and you see a quick preview of your active of your campaign which is active. And if you have multiple types of callouts, so if in LetConvert we have multiple type of modules that you can activate for one particular campaign. So if we have multiple, so for example, if you see here, it says alerts enabled are recent activity alert, and in this the alerts enabled are real-time user count, recent activity, and user reviews and all the stuff. So this is something Oh, by the way, the real-time user count is something that we're bringing in as a feature live the next week itself, perhaps mostly by Tuesday. But this is something which we have been testing already internally, and it works kick-ass for us. So we know it's going to be a really good thing for everyone out there to go about and use. So you see a list of all of your campaigns out there. Now, what you can do with these campaigns, if you want to take a quick preview, you can simply click on this next arrow and see how are your alerts looking like. Or what you can do over here is you can take a quick preview. Hang on. So you can take a quick preview of how many, what is the performance of this kind of a campaign for yourself. So I clearly see that 1143 unique visitors have seen this kind of a campaign. Then over this 1143 unique visitors, the campaign has been made out of 123 records, which have been tracked. And then I can see that 25 people have attempted to click on that call out as well, for which an action was taken. Then you have a quick edit option if you want to edit the settings for this particular campaign over here. And this is going to make more sense when I go about actually creating a new campaign. Then it talks to you about the reporting, and I'm going to click on the report section in a new tab over here. So I'm able to show you how does the report look like. Then you have an option to quickly clone the entire campaign. So when you create a campaign, and if you found a winning campaign for yourself, usually what we also do is we just replace a couple of text and we use the same campaign because we know it works the best for us. It's just that we do not want to do all the settings again. So we quickly click on the clone campaign and we create a clone of that particular campaign out there. And then you have an archive option in which if you do not want to use this campaign anymore, you can simply click on archive and this goes into the archive tab over here. Consider it as a trash wherein things are not deleted, but they are not upfront to you in front of your eyes as well. They're kind of sidelined somewhere. So this becomes as a backup or an archive for yourself. Now, if you would click on the report section over here and a page like this would open up. In this page, what you see is again the preview of your alert or your call out, and you can quickly click on this to see how are your alerts looking like, and it would show you which kind of alert is looking like what. So power trails look like this, and then user reviews are looking like this, and then real-time user count is looking like this, and then recent activities looking like this. Then you see the stats or settings that you have set up. So you see the campaign name, you see display URL, and we have a pretty much advanced kind of a URL based triggering. So that's pretty much advanced. I'm going to get into this. So it tells you what's your setting to display the URL. Then it shows you how are you tracking your records. So we're doing an auto record, and it shows you which is the URL that you want to track the record from. So we want to track the URL page where any URL contains this particular numeric ID. So it's kind of a pretty advanced campaign. I'm going to get into this. And then it gives you a webhook URL just in case if you want to put results into this campaign through a webhook. I think one of the guys out in the group actually posted a video about this. So kudos to that particular guy out there. And then you see what time was this campaign actually created. Then what you see are also the campaign records. So basically these are the records that we have been able to capture. I'm going to not get much into this because I'm exposing some details out there then. And then you can of course disable the campaign, like disable this particular record. So if you do not want a record or an alert to be coming out for this particular person, you can simply click on enable disable, and then you can also delete this entire email address from this campaign out there. So this is for everyone thinking that if this is GDPR compliant or not. Yes, this is. It depends on which country are you in, which country visitors are you actually serving. So you can actually take an action and go about saying that if you want to actually serve for all of those laws or not. If you are compliant with, if you want to be compliant with JV2, you have all the options to be, you can add it in your privacy policy. You have the option to delete a record. You have the option to capture something based on intent and everything kind of a thing. And then you see the visitor stats. So I don't think so many of you would have been here, but this is pretty good for me. And I personally love these kind of stats. I'm able to see how has my traffic been growing in terms of the people who are watching out my campaign. So I can quickly, hover over here, and based on the time, it gives me a graph on an hour-wise. And then it gives me a graph on a day-wise data. So it tells me on which date, how many visitors did I get, out there. And then it tells me what's the segmentation of those visitors, browser-wise, and then device-wise, and then the platform-wise. You can also sort them in incremental or decremental order. And then it tells me on a country basis how many visits have I gotten from which particular state. So I got 561 visits, unique visits from United States, and then 45 from Canada, and then 11 from Russia, and then about 63 from India, kind of thing, 30 from Australia. So I get all of the data over here, and of course I can sort that out from here. So I know I get most of my clicks from US and the UK. So I know that my marketing is serving the most to the audience over there. And this is the kind of thing which actually gives you the most data. You should know which country are you getting the most of your buyers from, which is where that you get most of your data on. So I know that of all the people who have purchased this product, the most are the people from United States, and then the people are from the UK. So I know these particular geographies work the best for me in terms of the purchase behavior. So do you get me now? How important is this data? You're able, out of all people who are marketing to, you get to know who exactly is the person, what kind of a attribution is that person, what kind of an attribution is that person having who's actually taking an action on a website. And you also get to know if these people are taking action from desktop or from mobile, and which kind of a platform is that, and which kind of browser is that, and what kind of other data points have I been getting so far. So this is what you get in a report. I personally love the reporting in this, because after every campaign that you run, you effectively get non-stop reporting right over there. I don't think so that many of the people around here know actually this kind of a use case with such an app called LetConvert. Most of them actually think that we're going to use it to optimize conversions or show up those small alerts. It's actually not that. There's a lot of science behind building this, and if you're able to use this to the fullest, you can literally optimize your marketing and your conversions online. This is what we have in the campaigns tab out there. So I'm going to get back. And the next tab that we have is the reviews tab, wherein you have two options. You have the user reviews option, and then you have the review pools option. In the user reviews option, you can just go about and create a new review. So in the create new review section, you just enter the reviewer's name, and then you upload their image. Then you enter the review, and you can also create a star rating out there. So for example, I can simply say, let's add my own review. I don't know if I would have an image handy, so I'm not going to get into this. You can simply add the review. You can enter the star rating, and then you can choose a create a pool. So a pool is nothing but like a collection of testimonials that you can straight away kind of tag as one thing. So in your account, if let's say you have multiple marketing campaigns running, and then if you have reviews around one particular campaign, what I usually do is I add them to a pool out there. So if you, for example, let's assume that I want to make a new pool called demo. So I can simply make demo and click here, and this is going to make a new pool automatically called demo, and a new pool is going to be added over there. So I see that I have added two particular reviews over here. I add thumbnail image, I add the reviewer name, the user review, and the star rating, and then I have these pools allocated to them. So I can simply click on edit the review, or I can click on delete the review to delete or edit. I can also quickly click on the search icon over here to search for anything. If I have multiple reviews, you can of course choose to see more than 10 reviews per page, 100 reviews per page, and this is the paginated sign over here. In the reviews pool section, you can simply choose to see how many review pools have you made so far, and then you can also go about clicking on the review pool over here to see what kind of reviews do you have in this particular data point out there. So that's kind of how it works. If I go forward, and now ideally for anyone starting to use LetConvert, I suggest that they should collect some reviews for their website, which most of you must be already having, and first add the reviews over here, because to be able to create a user review campaign, you would need to add a review at first over here. And then in the record section, what you see is a consolidated data graph of all the records which you have captured so far. So we only capture the email address, and then we run it through the web automatically to pull out their name, their country, the date at which the creation created, the form, the source using which they have been captured. So all of these are genuine 100% results. And then you have an option to enable or disable those records. So if I click on disable this particular record, what will happen is anyone would not see any alert for the name of Sam Sadar. And I can also delete this record if any of these person comes to me and says, hey, we don't want to be in your database. So just leave it through. This is a part of GDPR. So you can simply go about and deleting this up out there. You can also quickly sort all of these reviews by name, email, country, created, source, status, and all of that stuff. And you can also delete any of those reviews, plus also search for any name out there. So for example, I could search for Vipul if there would be Vipul, and it would pop up. So if anyone comes to you and says, hey, can you search for me in your database, you can go about and simply search for it. One of the good things about this is that you can also download all of these reviews in a CSV. And if you want to take a mass action, you can simply click on these checkboxes, and you can disable the selected or enable the selected or delete those selected icons over there. And you can, of course, as I said, you can choose to see how many is the number in the one page, and you have this paginated over here, so you can also see what's the number that you want to go about with going forward. One of the things that I personally love on this page is that I can simply choose and I set up a setting, say filter my records, and download a CSV for that same, I can go about and uploading these records in my autoresponder, and I can start sending an email sequence to them to follow up with them personally. And later in other webinars, as Udit said that I should be doing, I'm going to be disclosing some kick-ass ninja techniques as well to be able to use this page particularly for the fullest. For many of the campaigns that we run, we have been able to use it for cart abandonment as well, which is a kick-ass strategy, which I'm going to be sharing in webinars forward. But let's just keep it up to this level over here. For now, since most of the people have to click on the CSV download button and then sync it with their autoresponders manually, we're building something called autoresponder syncs, wherein any review which you take, you will be able to select a campaign or a list in your autoresponder, and all of the records tracked will be automatically synced to that autoresponder out there if you want to do any kind of email marketing over these records tracked. So essentially, LetConvert doesn't just act as a social proof and as user review tool. It also acts as a reporting tool for you, wherein you get to know which country are you getting the most results from, what is the attribution for these visitors, so you can use it like that. And the third thing that I personally am able to use it for is to build my list as well, to build your email list out there. Now, if you go to the settings section, you see the account settings. You have an option to add your domain name over here. So you simply go and click on add domain, Essentially, any of the domains that you want to show these alerts on, you must have the domain name added over here. And then you can simply switch on this setting or switch off the setting to disable or enable the LetConvert branding as well, in case you do not want to show any kind of LetConvert branding out there. Then what we have are the integrations. This is the thing that I talked about. We are mostly going to be integrating with most of the autoresponders out there, all of the major ones. And if you have any requests out there, just feel free to drop us a request on the Node board, which I'm going to be talking about further as we go ahead into the demo. We're going to be integrating with all of these, and what you will be able to do is, as soon as anyone sends in any kind of a record, or anyone who takes an action on a website, we'll be able to automatically capture that result up and sync it with your email list. A few of you might say that we're already capturing, so we do not need this integration. I'm going to disclosing a strategy, which is going to be a really big one. And you would know why exactly is this very important to sync all of those records that you get from here into your autoresponder, because trust me guys, you're sitting on a gold mine of leads which are just leaving on a daily basis. And then you have a pixel page. So this is the root pixel that you must have it installed on the pages that you want to show the alerts on, and also on the pages that you want to capture the data from. So you must have this centralized pixel, which is unique to every account, and in fact every sub account as well, which it is unique to every account and every sub account. Again, I'm repeating this. So you just need to click on copy code, and you can straight away add this to the head of your website, as we mentioned over here, to the website header. You can add it just below the head closing. And if you're not technical, we have a WordPress plugin if you're on WordPress, and you can also straight away enter your technical person's email address over here, and we'll send the code to them via email. Then for you to be able to troubleshoot, what we have is a verify pixel page. So in this page, you can straight away enter your domain name. We will personally go, automatically to your domain name. We'll try and crawl the LetConvert pixel, and if you're able to find the pixel, it will show you a thumbs up. But one of the things that I want to mention is that the verify pixel page is not a requirement for you to be able to actually run LetConvert. It is just a way for you to be able to troubleshoot and know if someone has installed the LetConvert pixel or not. But the pixel edition is the base level stuff which you actually need to do to be able to get LetConvert going. Once you add this line of code, you are all sorted. You can control everything from this centralized dashboard. You do not need to go anywhere else. You can just go about controlling literally everything from this dashboard out here. Now let's come to the meatball of the game. So here is where you see all the sub accounts. If you would be an agency panel, you have an option to create a sub account. So you can click on add account, and then you can go about adding sub accounts as well. This is where we have a knowledge base section out there. So if you click on this, we take you to a knowledge base. We have a full featured knowledge base where you find an article for almost everything. We're also coming up with tutorial videos, so you can also watch those videos. This is our support address. You can drop us an email ticket any point of time when you have anything to go about, to speak about. You can also sign in over here and go to a my ticket section to see what is the response on a ticket so far. Otherwise, you get all the responses on an email as well. We try and run a very strict policy on replying to every ticket. We have a dedicated growth team who would go about actually looking into your tickets on a daily basis, and they would not just send out your replies, but they would actually send out a solution. That's what we strive for. So if you have a problem, we do not send you a reply saying that hey, it's being fixed or something like that, we actually send you a solution and we try and do that as soon as possible. So you have an add ticket option right over there, and then you have a knowledge base. You can click on this knowledge base, and you can just go about seeing all of the articles that we have in the knowledge base. You can also go about searching anything if you want to search anything. We have mostly all the articles out there, and you will see that how that happens. So that's exactly what this tab is all about. And then in this section, you can go into your profile settings. If since you would be buying from PitchGround, there would be an activation codes where you can look at your activation codes. You can go about billing section, and then a Facebook group, which we have for all the common LetX buyers. We are not so active in a Facebook group yet, but we're planning to make up a very active one. So as soon as that's done, I'm going to send out updates on the PitchGround group and an email as well to all the buyers out there. And we hope to contribute a lot of value there as well. So watch out for that out there. That's what we have in the dashboard. And let's get to the meatball of the game, which is a create new campaign. But before I go into this, let me know, guys, if you are with me on this. I'm going to quickly open my Facebook to see how are the comments being. Type in whatever, type in yes, type in something. So let us know if you are with me on this, if you're able to get what I'm saying right now here, if you're able to understand what is being taught over here, if you're able to follow me up, with the dashboard. Let me know if you're able to understand this so far. So it helps me know that how technical do I want to get, how advanced do I want to get into the dashboard. Let me know in the comments. I'm going to watch out for some comments before I get further into the demo.
Hello?
Yeah, was it?
Yeah, your sound kind of stopped for a moment. So I was already answering like a lot of questions to the people who were asking the questions. So.
That's fine. I'm just watching out for some comments out there. I just want to make sure that people are able to get me up on this. People are able to understand what we're talking about. This lets me know that how advanced do I want to get when I talk about the create new campaign, because that essentially is the core of the entire game here at LetConvert.
I think what we can do is we can start off with like a basic campaign, and then we can build an advanced campaign, and then we can show the difference of how they both look like, and how just putting up the right setting can make a big difference for them. If they just, because they have so much control over creating their campaign, they have so much control over changing the CSS settings, coloring, and everything, that I think we should just create two campaigns and we should show them like how the
what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create a new campaign and explain things one-on-one. It would be too tough to actually create new campaign and then define what's advanced and what's not advanced. I'm gonna keep mentioning what's a bit technical, and I'm gonna keep mentioning what's not technical, so people can of course download all the data out there through this one single call itself. Okay, guys, I'm gonna get. Is there a delay on the live webinar? On the live? Yeah. Okay.
If you try to watch yourself, then there is a bit of delay. So
okay. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Okay, guys. So here we are on the new campaign page. By the way, for everyone stuck at anything, we have this big info icon, so you can click here, and it will lead you to the relevant knowledge-based article as well. So if, for example, for anyone who wants to know how to create a new campaign, you can click over here. Always, just in case you still don't get me, and if you prefer reading, you have this entire knowledge base which tells you what all settings do you want to do at every point of time, and this really is helpful for you. So, but I'm going to give you a live demo right over here, so don't worry about that. Yeah, so I'm on this new campaign page. The first thing that I have to enter is a campaign name. Give my campaign a name. This is for my internal reference only, and this is not going to be shown anywhere, just in your dashboard. So I can just call it, let's say, PG demo live camp. And then it asks you, where do you want to show the campaign? So in this campaign, you have three settings. You can choose to show it based on the URL. You can choose to define where not to show this campaign. You can choose to show where you have a particular referrer. So for example, if you want to show a campaign for all the pages except your pricing page, and for the people who especially come from Facebook. Do you get me on this? So you want to show it to only the people who come from Facebook on all the pages, but not the pricing page. So what I do is usually I use the contains tag. So we have three different types of URL triggering, and the first one is exactly matches. What that means is whatever you put as a URL over here is going to exactly look out for that particular URL. I do not use that, to be honest, because I'll tell you why. So for example, if I enter LetX.co over here, and if I use the exact matches, if anyone is going to visit the LetX.co/products, it is not going to show up because it's an exact match kind of a keyword. However, if I displace it with contains, any URL on a website which has this particular keyword, http://letex.co, it is going to show that alert right on that page. So you must always use the contains tag in case you're not looking out to build anything very advanced. And the third option that we have is called regex. Regex is a regular expression. Now that goes even way beyond. This is for very advanced URL triggering kind of parts. If you want to just see what kind of parameters do you want to omit and what kind of parameters do you want, you really don't want to touch this unless you're very technical, because otherwise as well you can use the other two settings to be able to build something. So as I said, I want to show it on, let's assume that I want to show it in all the pages of LetX website except my pricing page, and I want to show it to only the people who come from Facebook. So the way I do it is on my website, I say show this campaign where the URL contains the keyword LetX, but do not show it where the URL contains the keyword pricing. Okay, and show it to only the people where the referrer contains the keyword Facebook. Now it's going to show it to only the people who come from Facebook and are on any page except the pricing page. Do you see? Do not show this campaign where the URL contains pricing. Show this campaign where the URL contains LetX, and show this campaign on a page where the referral URL contains Facebook. So anyone who comes from a referral URL containing a Facebook keyword and is going to land on any page which is not a pricing page, it's going to show up over there. For all of the people who are just starting out, you do not want to touch the other two options as well. You simply just want to use this contains option. And what you do is you simply click the contains. And if you want to show it on every page on a website, let's say your website URL is abc.com, you can simply enter the URL ABC. That's it. And it's going to show up everywhere, literally everywhere. So that's what I'm going about over here. As soon as you click next, so this is the display setting, and this is a very important setting, guys. This is the actual setting which shows that how do you want to control the triggering of the alerts on your website. This might sound technical after a point of time, but this is not, to be honest. And I'm telling you guys, once you get this, you're able to use most of the other tools out there, because all the industry standard tools which are big, which are enterprise level, they work on this level of URL triggering kind of. This is because this works for even the basics, and this works for even the advanced things out there. Now, if you go to next, I'm actually just going to close this up. You see a few modules out there. Okay, you have the recent activity alert, you have the user reviews alert, you have the power trails alert, and then you have the general settings, and then you have the advanced customization. Now, look at the difference between, let's understand the difference in between all of these out there. Now, I'm going to change the UI of this a little bit, forward, so that you're able to get this up even better. But let me show you actually something out here. So you have a visual reference on what is actually what. Okay, take a look. Okay. This section that you're seeing over here, 400 people are viewing this site. Such a kind of alert is possible to do via the real-time user count alert, which is something that we're launching in the next week itself. This thing that you see, Jane Doe from Greece brought the vision into design. This kind of an alert is an alert which is called a recent activity alert, because it is displaying a recent activity on your website. You get me on this? This kind of an alert that you see over here John Doe from Zagreb subscribed to 2 new courses. This kind of an alert is a power trill alert because this is a collection of some activity that has happened in the past. Okay, and it can be reverse as well. It can also be 50 people have subscribed to this particular course in the last 10 days. And this kind of an alert is a user review alert. I'm going to get further so it's easier. So a live visitor count alert shows you the total number of people who are currently on your website. And this looks like this. And of course you have the different templates to choose from. I'm just showing what looks in from inside the call out. Second type of alert is a recent activity alert, which shows you about the user's purchase or a sign up on your website. And it can be any action wise, and it is totally customizable as well. I'm going to show you how. The next one is a user review. So you can choose to show up a review and you can see how beautiful it looks like on a mobile phone or on desktop. You literally want to actually get into this. And then you have the power trails wherein you're able to see the total number of people who have signed up or purchased recently on your website. So it says 945 people signed up for the Amazon deal in the past 24 hours. So it actually is making an impact. And we made this kind of a slide when we did not have the highlight option. Now we have an highlight option as well. So I'm going to take you through the highlight option, which is a really kick-ass option. And again, to quickly run the benefits, we help you get higher conversions, acquisition costs, social influence, increase visitor trust. Let's get back to it. Okay, firstly, the recent activity alert. So to be able to enable any kind of a module, what you want to do is simply click on this button and you will see that the recent activity alerts are now enabled. When you click over here, you have different templates to choose from. Then this is the template 1. This is the template 2. And this is the template 3. I personally like the template 1 over here for this kind of alerts. So you can choose the template. The next thing that it asks you to choose is what is the record source. Now understand, you need to tell us where exactly your visitor may be taking an action upon. If and how exactly do you want us to track that option? If you click on this choose record, you have an auto record option, which is a by default option. Then we have a custom curation. Then you have custom webhook. And then we have an exclusive integration with Infusionsoft and ClickFunnels totally out there as well. So with auto record, what really happens is you just tell us the URL and we'll automatically detect for any activity or anyone putting in their email address on any of the forms out there. As soon as we see that anyone is putting in any kind of an email address, we automatically convert that into an activity for you. Then is a custom curation. For all the people who are starting out, what they can do is they can upload a CSV or choose from pre-listed files to show callouts on their page. What that means is if you're just starting out and if you want to run some simulated data, you can actually go about and use the custom curation section to upload your previous buyers or use simulated data while you actually build traction for yourself. There is a custom webhook. It is specially recommended for developers. This is for people who want to send through a webhook and post to our servers or API endpoint for any kind of data point that they want to post. So for example, if you have anything that we cannot track, so for example, we work with an enterprise client wherein they want to send us some booking data, but their bookings happen offline. So we cannot track that, of course. But what they do is through the CRM, as soon as they receive an entry into the CRM, they send us a webhook and we are able to track a record for them. And if you show it on their website saying that, hey, someone recently registered for their treatment kind of a program. And then is the ClickFunnels, and then is the Infusionsoft. For anyone using ClickFunnels, they have an option to add the webhook. We have a guide for that. So you can simply click ClickFunnels. If you want to use ClickFunnels, you can simply use Infusionsoft. For most of the people out there, most of them, auto record works magically. That's it. Then it asks you, do you want to capture events on a separate URL? If you do not enable this option, it is going to by default capture the data from the display settings. So if I do not enable that, any URL which has LetX keyword in this, I'm gonna continue monitoring. The system is going to continue monitor that particular page. And anytime when this system detects that there is any activity in terms of adding an email address on that website, we are going to automatically record that and create an alert based on that. So if I go next, I have an option to otherwise capture events from separate URL as well. So for example, if in the case of purchases, I want to display all the alerts on my product page but actual purchase is happening on the checkout page. So in that case, what I can do is I can simply say, okay, I want to capture URLs on different URL, and the URL is going to contain the keyword checkout. For example, off season there was someone on Thrivecart, who asked me on Facebook, hey, how do they show it on Thrivecart? So they had a website where they were selling some service, but the payments were actually happening on a Thrivecart link. So what I asked them to do is actually go about, enter the website URL over here, just the domain name perhaps, and on the contains tag, I asked them to enter the keyword Thrivecart, because the page was Thrivecart. The page had Thrivecart in its URL. That's it. One of the things that you want to make sure is whichever page that you want to record sources from, that you want to record your events from, that page must also have our JavaScript pixel, which I showed you the other time over here. So in the settings, the pixel that you see out there, you must have that pixel on the page where you're recording an event from as well. Do you get me? This is kind of a bit advanced. And for most of the times, you do not want to enable this kind of thing. But what I'm saying is, you should ideally add the URL where you have any form out there over here. And then is the meatball of the game. Then it says, what is going to be the recent activity alert title? So the title is going to be this, new purchase alert. So you can write in just anything. And then you have some personalization tags. You can enter the first name, you can enter the place, and you can also enter a random number in between 1 to 100. And you can also define the range. So for example, let's say if I want to say first name, and I want to just enter their place. Okay, I just want to do this. Now let's say I want to bold this first name. So I select this and click on bold. And let's say I also want to highlight this particular section. I can click on highlight as well. That's it. So it is by default done over here for me. In the recent activity alert message, this is the message out there for you. It says recently started a first trial. I can do anything. Let's say I can simply say recently purchased. Now, one of the things that I recommend to everyone is that you do not want to add long messages over here. You literally just want to keep it small, because the smaller you keep the text, the easier it is for anyone to read, the easier it is for the end visitor to consume as an information. And then you can of course add the highlight settings over here as well, or the personalized settings over here as well, which pretty much works really good, because what you can do is in that particular times, you can just customize this kind of call out alert any way possible. I mean, you can just say anything, just write in anything based on record. You can just type in anything and it is going to come up. If you go to the additional settings, you have an option to show only display maps. If you switch that off, what we're going to do is every email address that we track, we're going to go and run that email address to our database and through all the other partners that we track with. We're going to see if we have an image or an avatar for that particular email address, and we're going to show that avatar over here in this image. If you do not want to display that avatar because of, again, GDPR or maybe your personal preferences, you can simply click on display maps. So in that case, whichever place that we get the person's location as from the IP address, we're going to start displaying the map location over here. And then you can also choose to simply display a static image. So I get a couple of comments. I was reading a couple of comments in the PitchGround group where people were saying that, hey, how do we display that GIF image, that flaring GIF image? So what you can do is simply go to Jiffy or go to Google, download any GIF image and put that GIF image over here. We accept GIF, PNG, and JPEGs in the static images. So no matter whosoever is making a purchase, that particular GIF is going to come up. We always use a GIF image as well. For this one, I'm going to click on display maps. Then we have an advanced setting which says do not show visitors their own conversion alerts. So if you do not want anyone to actually see their own alerts, so for example, if I'm Vipul and if I'm New Delhi, I'm making a purchase somewhere. If you do not want Vipul to actually see that Vipul made a purchase, you can simply click this. You can check this up, and Vipul will never see himself being advertised on that website out there. For anonymous conversion alerts, for people who we are not able to track the first names or the place for, we consider them anonymous. So you can choose to simply say that do not show any anonymous conversion alert on my website. I personally keep this off because honestly, it's okay. But I always keep this switched on because I do not want to show people their own alerts out there. And then there is another setting which says show alerts only once. So in case you want to show only alerts only once to the people, you can keep this switched on, or you can keep it switched off as well. In that case, if you keep it switched off, it's going to repeat itself if there's no data point. If you keep it switched on, it is going to just show once to that particular visitor session out there. The next option that we have is called show alerts only when the conversions are more than 2. So in that case, it's going to the alerts are going to show up only when you have more than 2 people who have taken an activity in the past few days. Otherwise, it's not going to show up at all, because you do not want people to actually see a couple of alerts and then see nothing at all. Then it says do not show alerts for records older than 7 days, and you can choose to make it whatsoever. We personally keep it 7 days because we have some traction on the data on a website, so we know that we get some signups out there. So what we do is we simply say that anyone who's signing up, who has not signed up 7 days before, we do not want to show alerts using that. We want to show some recent data out there. This thing is very phonetic out there. It says alert click behavior. As soon as when you show this kind of an alert on your website, if someone clicks on this alert, if you want to get someone to take an action, you can simply define the click behavior. Anytime when anyone clicks anywhere on this entire alert, you can choose to say, hey, I want that person to be redirected in the same tab to a URL. So it asks you the URL for them. I want that person to be redirected in a new tab. I want to trigger a JavaScript code, or I want to actually do a YouTube embed. In case of YouTube embed, you can embed the YouTube embed code. As soon as someone clicks on this particular code over here, it's going to open up a pop-up, wherein the video is going to be played automatically. In the trigger JavaScript code, what you can do is you can trigger a welcome mat or trigger a pop-up. So I don't know which kind of a pop-up app that you use, but if you're using any pop-up app and if they give you a JavaScript code, what you can do is you can simply add that JavaScript code over here. Anyone who clicks on your alert, a pop-up form will come up. One of the examples I can give you with one of the enterprises is that they actually use it to take registrations. So what they do is they show up their webinar registration alerts on their webinar registration page. Anyone who clicks on that webinar registration alert, a pop-up comes up, which asks for the registration. What they say is, of course, they have a registration form on the website, but if someone is actually clicking on that alert, that means he's interested to actually register. So they do not want to create any further friction, and they straight away show that pop-up right over there when anyone clicks on that alert out there. Or you can simply choose to say, I want to get them to take no action out there. So this is how you configure the recent activity. You can, of course, configure the entire font, the formatting, the background color, the font colors, the images, and everything. That's down there in the advanced customization. I'm going to get into this, but let's first set up the modules. You see, as soon as you're done setting up the module, you can simply click over here and the tab is going to close up. You just want to make sure that this switch is on out there. The idea is that we have different kind of modules, essentially 4 modules right now. You can set up all the 4 modules. I ideally always recommend setting up all the 4 modules to be able to get the most conversions, because what it helps you do is, so of course, we have been using this app for about a year, and we have been building this app for about a year now. So what we have identified is that what are the best frequencies to actually show up, and revolve these 4 alerts as. So if we set up all the 4 alerts, we automatically use some algorithms in the background. We keep learning as well on this automatically, and we keep optimizing for that. But if you set up all the 4 alerts, we're going to automatically show up these alerts in a way that it actually impacts on that end visitor's mindset and make them take an action that matters to you. The next one is a real-time user alert. This is something that's still upcoming. It's in development stage. We are using it live already on a few of our pages. We just haven't pushed it because this has been in the beta, and we didn't really get the time because our team was entirely traveling and we were on an offsite when this launch really went out. But this is going to be live in this week ahead, and in the first 2 days itself. I'm gonna put up a live video, or I'm gonna put up something on how this goes about and how can you set this up out there. Next is the user review alert. To be able to set up a user review alert, simply click on activate, and then you can choose the template. You have different templates out there. I recommend template 3 for user reviews out there. you can simply import the reviews by clicking on those reviews, and you can import the entire pool as well if you want to import the entire pool. Do you remember when I was adding the reviews, I said that if you have a marketing campaign which you have reviews for, you should ideally create a pool among that, because it's very easy now to import the entire pool. Or you can, of course, and just import all of these reviews one by one. So I just imported both the reviews. Then it has an option which says do not loop reviews. So in that case, what really happens is if someone sees a review once, they would not see that same review again in that particular section out there. So you can simply keep this switched off if you do not have much reviews, or you can keep this switched on. Ideally, what I suggest is, even if you're starting out today, you must be having a few reviews. You can, of course, ask your friends, your family, your brother, your sister about a review into a service that you're selling or a product that you're selling. There are high chances that if you're able to sell your product or service, you have already helped someone before, even without asking for a payment. So you can, of course, always go and ask them for a review. Trust me, guys, people love people. People love to see familiar faces. So if anyone who's ever reviewed your application on any service, you can simply go about and ask them, hey, can I use a review out there? And this really helps you out. So you simply go about starting with at least the reviews out there. You see, you may not be having any recent activity. You may not be having enough users on a website on real time to be able to brag about it or show this up as alerts. You may not be having enough conversions on a website, but you would always have user reviews. And then you can couple it with a few of the similarity data points. This really helps as a great strategy for you to get started with LetConvert. And as you go further, you can always see who are these people who are actually taking an action on my website through that advanced reporting and insights. And you get to know where do you want to market with. And eventually you improve yourself over the time. This is for all the people who are just starting out there. So this is, and of course, again, you can choose to define an action behavior on this as well. This is what we have all about in the user reviews alert. Moving forward, we have some plans, as you can see on our roadmap board, to improve the user reviews a lot. We want to really focus a lot on user reviews because honestly, it really works out. The next is the Power Trails alert. Now, Power Trails alert, as I showed you before, is a setup of some settings that have happened in the past. So for this kind of thing, what you can do is you have two types of alerts. You can build a visitor, Power Trail alert based on the visitor or based on the conversion. So what you can say is that I want to, let's say you want to show how many people have visited your website in the last 7 days. Then in that case you choose visitors. If you want to show how many people have actually taken an action on your website, in the last X days or X months or weeks, you can choose conversions out there. For people who are starting out, they may just want to use the visitors tab over here, and they may want to put the window as 15 or as 20 or as 7 or whatsoever. So what you can, as a quick hack, what I can tell you is just keep the windows 21. And this does not mean, by the way, that we're going to automatically and magically get all the data into your visitor stats for the last 21 days. It's going to start capturing from today when you add the code and when you get the campaign to fire. So for 21 days, it's going to capture your data, and then it's going to automatically refresh for the last 21 days automatically. So what you can do in here is, like you can say, let's say the number is, let's say your alert, let's say your visitors are going to be 100 in the last 21 days. It's going to say 100 marketers chose this service in, you can now say in last 21 days, or if you want to be still simulated, you can simply say in the last 7 days. That's it. In that case, what really happens is people think, so it's going to record the data for the last 21 days, but you are forcefully writing 7 days over here. So everyone is going to think that it is the data for the last 7 days. So that's customizable. It is right now over here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bold this entire sentence, and I'm going to highlight this as well. Okay. So this is how it's going to look like. And I can choose to use any kind of a review. Now it says show Power Trails only once. If you just want any visitor at that particular point of time to only look at this alert only once, you can simply click on allow, or you can simply choose to keep it switched off. I personally keep it switched off because that's okay. And it says that the Power Trail should only be shown when you have conversions more than 2 exactly. You can choose to set any number out there. So when it says 2, what that means is when you're going to have more than 2 visitors in the last 21 days, it is only then this kind of an alert is going to show up. Otherwise, it will not. And you can choose to say whatsoever that you want to choose. In the general settings, you have an option to hide these alerts in mobile phones, or in case you do not want to hide it in mobile phone, you can keep it switched off as it is. And then there's some frequency settings. So it asks you after what time do you want to show the first alert, and then it asks you for how many seconds do you want to keep that alert persistent on your website, and then it asks you what is the spacing between the 2 alerts out there. We personally have tested multiple frequencies, and we figured out that 174 works the best so far. You want to show up the first alert right when someone enters your website. You want to display it for 7 seconds, so people are actually able to read it. And trust me, 7 seconds is not much, because the user would take at least 1 to 2 seconds to actually put their focus on the alert, and then they need some time to read it. You can also keep it as 4 or 5 if the text in your alerts is very less. I personally always do 174 or 175 or 153. Okay. And then in the advanced customizations, what you can do is you can set up all the previews and how it looks like. First of all, what I set always is the font. I personally recommend the Roboto font, but most of the users say that they like Quicksand, so we have Quicksand as the preset. But I personally I always set up as Roboto because I love that font to look up as an alert. I mean, Quicksand is something that most of the people actually use already on the website, and you'd want your alerts to be standing out. So I use Roboto. And then is the alert animation. How does this animation look like? So we have quite a few animation. I use the animation fade in left. In that case, you can simply click on show next review, and it will give you how does it look like for all the different settings out there. And then you can also set up the alert position. You can choose to say, I want if you want to display it over here, over here, over here, or over here. So I personally always use bottom left, but you can also test bottom right because this also works equally good. Now let's come to the color customizations out there. What you want to do is in the alert background color, we typically have by default grayscale color as a default color, but I always choose a black color or white color. Sorry. In the text color, you can always use this black color out there. What I do usually is I choose my own color. So I use something which is not black and neither gray as well. So it is something in the back in the center of it. In the highlight background color is the background color for this highlight. What you want to do in this kind of a call out is you should look at what kind of a color theme your website has and put up that color, a very lighter version of that color as your background color. So for example, let's say the background color here should ideally be a bit orangish. So what I can do is I can simply choose to put up a color like this. So if you would see it is already coming in like this. And then it asks you what is the text color that you want to do for the section that I've been highlighted. So you can usually, of course, keep the black color if you like the black color, or if you want to keep the white color, you can keep the pale white color as well. What I'm going to do is I'm going to darken this color a bit off. So it totally depends on your creativity and how do you want to keep it. Okay, I'm just going to take a look. Yeah, it looks good now. So it totally depends on you. How do you want to keep these colors as? Yeah, now it looks better. So it totally depends on you. How do you want to customize? These are totally customizable, and you can always customize them based on howsoever that you want to customize it as. And then as soon as you're done or doing all of that, you simply click on the save button. Your campaign is like all ready, and it has been created, and it is triggered automatically in real time. As soon as you click on the save button, it says the campaign has been created and it has been created successfully. What that means is that the campaign is live on your pages out there. And you can just click on continue button. It will throw you back onto your My Campaigns page. So you can see that I just created this particular campaign out there. And I can simply go ahead and say, hey, how do I look? How's it looking like? And I can go back on the website and check how's it looking like. If you do not like anything, you can simply come back and click on edit. All of the data here is also built on real time. So it's a very scalable and real time system. Anything that happens, in real time is actually updated over here. If you actually want to clone the campaign, you can simply click on clone campaign, and all the settings that I did on the previous campaign will be automatically rebuilt. So you can simply go about make some changes. You want to make some changes and click on save again, and you're gonna fire a new campaign automatically for that particular page. What I always do is, if I were to, if I ever want to create a new campaign, I mostly click on clone campaign. And this is the fastest way to create a campaign. I simply change these URL settings because I have now a new campaign to show off. And then I change these text if I want to change the text, but I simply go about and click save. That's it. It's the fastest way for me to go about and create a campaign. That's essentially how you can actually go about and create a campaign any point of time that you want to create with, and all the stats and update in real time. And that's exactly is all about LetConvert out there. So let me know, guys, if you're able to get it. I think we'll be getting onto the. Forden says he's already using this trick visitors in last 2 days. That's great, man. Yes, Forden, and yes, everyone. The platform is like highly customizable. That's the best part about it. Even if you're using it, as a starting out thing, or even if you're a pro already with your online marketing or on your business, it is just made for everyone, and you can literally customize everything to the fullest. The best thing is that you can customize everything within those alerts, and you can just go about using it for any purpose that you have. If you want to show up anything, or you want to even use this just to show up this whatsoever. The best thing I like is we have a giveaway platform. So what I do is, anyone who clicks on these alerts, I open up a game for them. I say, hey, why not play this game already with us? So it even helps them engage further. That's kind of another strategy that we work upon. But yeah, that's about it. So guys, I'm open to any questions out there, and let me know that how do you want to go further about this. If you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the Q&A. I'm kind of monitoring the comments in the real time, in between, and I'm going to quickly run through all the comments and see if there are any questions for me. I see Udit is already answering many of them, but any of you who have any questions, please feel free to type in, and I'll be happy to actually answer them in real time right over here.
I think that's pretty fantastic, and I think I tried to answer majority of them while people were asking those questions. But just in case if you guys have any specific questions, or Vipul also would love it if you can share the roadmap of LetConvert. And
Oh yeah, absolutely, for sure. So guys, just like I showed you this particular section over here, we are going to be integrating the roadmap link over here itself somewhere. I don't have my UX guy in the office because it's Diwali holidays. Apparently in India, it's a week-long holiday. So yes, everyone's having a really good time, just like me. But I'm going to be putting up the roadmap and a few more stuff in the dashboard itself. And we are thinking to actually do some kind of modification in the create campaign page as well. So it's very easy for you now to create a campaign with this kind of a new UI. Also, we kind of creating something called the playbooks, which will be done for you template. So anyone who wants here to be actually go and register, create a campaign to optimize for registration on a webinar. We'll be creating some done for you templates where you can simply go and say, hey, my goal is to get more registration on the webinar, and we'll automatically give you the best preset settings kind of a base campaign. So any one of you who have any recommendations on what kind of campaigns do you want to see, what kind of templates, what kind of playbooks do you want to see in the product, feel free to get them going on. We have a very huge vision based on this, and we have something called letconvert.node.io. It's a public roadmap board. It's a public suggestion board. So what you can do is you can simply go to this website, take a note, letconvert.node.io. You can simply go over here, whatsoever you have in mind. You can simply go and make a suggestion over here for that kind of a feature that you want to get done. The way we are building our roadmap and the way we are deciding our product pipeline is we are looking at this particular this particular board only. That's it. So, if you're going to be sending me a request, of course, I welcome you to send me a request, and I welcome you to send me a message, and welcome you to discuss your request with me. And you should definitely do that. But until and unless that request is not on the Node board, there are chances perhaps that it is going to be, it's going to be left out, because the entire product team, myself, and the entire tech team is looking at this board itself and looking at how are things happening. So we have quite a few suggestions over here, which the team has already started to pick up. Now, what you have as an option is also to upvote or upvote actually any of the suggestions. The suggestions that have been upvoted the most We're going to take a look at them the first, of course, and then we're going to be updating on this board itself, then what has been the progress so far on, and what are we working on so far. If I quickly take a look at what people have suggested so far, we can take a look here, and you can also see what people have suggested where. And there are a few that I myself have added. So I'm gonna start reading from the bottom up. So I added that one-click troubleshoot campaign is something that I want to add. So this is going to be a page within your settings wherein if you make a campaign, and if you feel that campaign is not firing for a website and you do not know what's happening, we're going to make a troubleshoot campaign page where you can simply go to this page, select the campaign that you made, and we're going to automatically run through all the basic steps to see what could perhaps be the problem. So every time we also receive a support ticket where people say that, hey, my campaign is not triggering, we have multiple levels of support tickets, because we have a team that we work with. We have a team size of about 10 now, and we have other products to look after. So there are multiple stages. The way it happens is that the basic growth team is going to run your campaign through multiple steps and see what are the best possible, what if you have done all the basic settings or not. And then they check if we have added the code or not. And then they check if they added the domain or not. Once everything is already set, and even then if the campaign is not triggering, that is when they push it forward to the engineering level 1. If the engineering level 1 is not able to solve it, they get pushed to engineering level 2. Our idea behind making this page is to cut down on all of that iterating time, because honestly, it actually makes any one of those wait to see why is the campaign not triggering. And for anyone who's just starting out, it may be an issue for anyone to actually go and actually fire a campaign at times. I'm not saying the campaign creation is a very tough thing to do. It's very easy, but we all are humans and we tend to miss out on stuff. And just like that, our users at times also miss out on stuff. So we want to create a one-click troubleshoot campaign page where users are able to troubleshoot the campaign in just one click. It's like when your MacBook gets hanged up, or when your Windows laptop is not able to connect to Wi-Fi, it says, hey, diagnose what's the problem. We want to make such kind of page so the things are very easy for you, and you don't have to actually run through back and forth on a live chat or support to get things going. The second thing that we have in the mind and on the roadmap is source reviews from Google. So right now today, you actually go about entering all the reviews manually. But what we want to do is we want to write a scraper. So you can simply come and tell us that, hey, this, and we haven't really discussed this about with the tech team, but one of the users of the LetConvert users itself that we acquired from this particular group said that it is possible to scrape all the reviews from Google. I haven't discussed this yet with the tech team. I am believing that person. So what will happen is you can simply come about and say, hey, this is my Google listing. Anyone who reviews a Google listing, we're going to automatically scrape that review and present it in your dashboard. You can simply go to your dashboard and click on approve review, and then you can simply import those reviews within your campaign. So you do not have to actually go back and copy paste all of those reviews here and there again. The next thing that we have in mind is the growth tools over LetConvert. Now this is a pretty phonetic thing, which I have been thinking through to develop. This is going to literally change the entire way social proof happens over websites. I disclosed something around it yesterday on the webinar, and everyone on the webinar was like, whoa, this is going to be huge. What growth tools over LetConvert mean is actually, maybe 50, 120% of that. So the idea is to eventually integrate social proof and user reviews within the website, and to move it from just putting it upon the website. Now, think about having a promo bar or a hello bar on a website where your recent activity is popping out. Think about you have a hello bar on a website where as soon as someone comes up on that very small hello bar, it's coming in like ABC from New Jersey recently reviewed this platform as 5 stars. Sign up now. So instead of, okay, so I'm going to give you an example. Just give me a sec.
I think it would be fantastic if people will actually see what you mean.
I do not have a growth tool example, but what I'm saying is how possibly could it look like? Just give me a sec. Okay, so this is letconvert.com website, and of course on the letconvert.com website we have something called special early bird deal is live now, and then we will learn more, which leads to the PitchGround's LetConvert deal page. And of course, we want to drive all the visitors over here because we still do not give access just like that. and you cannot straight away go and say I want to I want to use the platform. You have to request access, or you have to go and buy the code. Uh, Over here, just imagine, and many of you would be using such kind of hello bars to give in some additional information about your website or something like that. Just let me give you another example over here. So on the LetX website, what we say is we kind of promoting one of our best-selling products. We're saying gamified growth widgets for websites to get up to 3x lead gen rates and 2x e-com sales. Uh, Hang on, guys. I think my pod's battery has died, so I've got to get this off. Just give me a sec.
Okay. Meanwhile, if you guys have any questions, for some reason,
yeah. Okay. Udit, let me know if I'm loud and clear, because I'm a bit away from my laptop now.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Okay. So guys, this is what exactly that you guys would also be doing, right? If you have any of your services or products to promote on your website, you would what most people do is they would put up a hello bar, and they would add an intro about it, and they would say learn more or sign up here, kind of a stuff. But just imagine, I was seeing this yesterday, and this idea struck me up then. I mean, if someone is on a page, there are chances that they do not know anything about you. Why do they want to look at anything which you say is going to be good for them? How about replacing your marketing with a benefit that one of your other users have actually gotten after using that application? So just imagine, where here I say get up to 3x lead gen rates and 2x e-com sales with this kind of platform. What if I put in a dynamic review of one of my users with star ratings? What if I replace this? What if I'm able to replace this text automatically with a recent review that perhaps Udit or Aaron left for me, which might say, I personally love this platform. It got me 3x lead generation rates on my website. And then there's a call to action which says, check out now. The chances of anyone to actually click on checkout now is going to be way higher, because it's coming in from someone like them. And it's not coming in from yourself, because they don't trust you yet. You're the marketer. They know it, yet you're marketing to them. Just imagine if you see a billboard ad in front of your home which says, buy this property at 0 rental EMI. You may not believe in it at first. But now imagine your best friend or someone in your colony coming up to you and saying, do you know there are these properties coming up which has 0% EMI at this to start with? At that point of time, you want to check it, because it's the marketing is then human. That's what I mean with a growth tool over LetConvert, wherein what we want to do is we want to get you to integrate LetConvert alerts within your website as compared to integrating it upon your website, which LetConvert does at the moment, and which all the other applications in the world around social proof does. What we want to do is we want to get you to integrate within your website, make it look like it's a part of a website.
I think you should go to booking.com probably and show it, because I think that will be a way better example of what we are trying to achieve.
Let me open up the booking.com for you.
And also, Vipul, if you can let people know when exactly you expect this feature to go live.
I'm sorry?
Also, let people know, like, when exactly are you expecting this feature to go live?
Okay. Okay, so I'm on booking.com. Everyone knows booking.com is the world's best website to book any hotels. I mean, I would not give it on the fact of being the best or not, but they are the biggest. Everyone knows that. So let's just say I want to book a hotel in Paris. Okay. Let's say I want to check in whatsoever be it. Okay. So, okay. What you see over here is I see a lot of listings, but do you see that it's the first hotel that I see, the lodge says it's in high demand and booked 65 times in the last 24 hours. And when I hover over that, it also says most of the booking for this hotel was at this. Now it's a bit broken over here for booking, because it's a very tough thing to do. And now you perhaps would be knowing why it's a very tough thing to do, because even booking.com is not able to do it perfectly. And then it also gives me a fear of missing out, saying only one room left on a site. Now, I quoted this example yesterday as well. if you are anywhere, I'm based out of India. I want to go to Paris. It's an international country, far off place. I don't speak the language that the Parisians speak. I don't know French. I want to be safe and I want to be comfortable. I may be going there for work. I may be going there for my leisure time. So I want to stay in a place which is not deserted. I want to stay in a place where others are also choosing as their, as their destination of stay as well. When this says it was booked 65 times in the last 24 hours, it gives me a sense of confidence. It gives me a sense of trust. It tells me.
Vipul, sorry to interrupt you. Some people are saying that your sound is a little low right now.
Okay, let me know if it's better.
Yeah, I think this is better.
Guys, let me know if the sound sound is better. I'm on the laptop's mic now, and I was leaning back while I was speaking. So
yeah, I think this is a little better.
Okay, Forden says better. Thanks, Forden, for letting me know. Okay, so when I see that multiple people have booked this hotel in the last 24 hours, I have a sense of confidence. I have a sense of trust in this particular property. So I really want to check this out. Now, when they say only one room left at our site, it is giving me a fear of missing out as well. It is telling me that this perhaps is the best place where I want to stay, but only one room is left. So I want to take an action right now. So you have to, what we're trying to do what you're trying to achieve over here is actually implement social proof within your website. And it's not going to be a one-time task. So guys, if you ask me, how soon can you go live with this? Well, actually, it's going to be a very adaptive process because, it'll have to be built in a very adaptive manner. What I'm saying is this is not a feature, it's a vision to build the product for. And this is what we are going forward with. Of course, there are going to be features we start with and we break this entire vision into multiple series of releases, but you're going to see something live very soon. I cannot, of course, comment based because I need to be taking care of this entire Nalt board as well. There may be things that people want to get done really ASAP, but if you want to get this feature be live ASAP, you can simply come to this board and upvote this feature over here. I only have 3 votes right now over here. If you want this live before anything, you can simply come and upvote this. If you think this is going to change the way you market, simply come and upvote. And of course, I'm going to pick this up at the foremost. I personally feel, based on my experience of marketing, that this is going to change the way marketing is happening today. This is going to really humanize marketing. People are going to be really feeling good, and the confidence level that it can boost within any of your end visitors is going to be huge.
For sure, I completely agree with you on this.
So that's kind of another feature that we have in the place. Then is the real-time user count-based callouts, which I clearly said that is going to be live right in the coming week itself. We likely are going to be putting up a video or do another live to announce this feature and actually showcase you how this feature works and what kind of things can you do with this feature. And I said nobody wants to be on a web page alone. They want to really see who all are browsing in with them. One of the good features with real-time user count over here is, guys, we have built an option called range. So anyone of you who is just starting out, you can put up a random range. So the range you can say choose a number between 50 to 55. So the system is going to automatically pick a number, and it will say 51 people are viewing this website right now automatically. It's going to be simulated for sure. It's not real, but and we only recommend it, by the way, for people who are just starting out. But this is one of the possibilities and tricks to use the platform to the fullest. Now, I'm putting this up as a big disclaimer. I am not encouraging any kind of fake alerts, and I'm not encouraging you to put up any kind of fake alerts or simulated alerts on your website. I'm just telling you that this is one of the ways you could use it as. And the only reason why we have it is because we see that a number of people who want to just start online also use these platforms. And we do not want our platforms to be alien to those users. We want a platform to be working as a big growth hack to those users as well. For people who already have the right data points, they must always use the real data, because just like we use it, I showed you my entire dashboard. We do not use anything simulated at all. Because we know we convert good, we know we can sell good. So we want to be really, really truthful at every point of time to anyone who's buying or selling from us. That's about it.
For sure, I agree to that.
Yes.
But how do you answer that question where some people were asking, like, if I'm just starting out and I don't have any reviews, I don't have anything, then what do I do in that case? What do you suggest?
That's what I said. See, if you want to use the platform, that means you're selling a product or a service. If you're selling any product or service, that means you have the capability to actually deliver that product or deliver that service. What that mean? And you do, and you see, we are humans. We do not attain anything as a lesson in one day. That means you must have had a journey before you started to sell this now. You
Mm-hmm.
must have had learned things, must have had helped someone. So what you do is you go out, ask your friends, ask anyone who you have helped, ask anyone who you even had a good interaction with to give you a review. Put that review in the platform. Use the CSV file and the custom curation option to actually put up a recent activity alert. So that's number two. Go about actually put up a review with this. And if you want to use the real-time user account, I told you that you can put up a range. You already have 3 sorted. And then the fourth option as well in the number of conversions, you all of course have the option already to use a range. So practically right now I have about 3,000 records on only one of my dashboards and one of my campaigns. You can actually simulate the same results and the same alerts on your own website as well, even if you have 0 results. It's just how are you actually setting this up? That's it. You just want to use the range option because our range is very smart. So we will never show a depleting range to anyone who's visiting, and we will always show it in a manner so that it looks that it's very real time in the end. Hey guys, just give me a sec. I think it's 9:45 in my office and someone is at the door.
I do. Meanwhile, like you check it out. I do have suggestion to people that what you can do is, if you're just starting out, maybe what you can do is, you can probably give out initially just to get that initial reviews or registrations, or you can give few things away for free, or just try to collect those reviews. Usually, this is how you have to start out whenever you're just beginning up. So maybe, for example, if you're running a service, just offer your service for either very low price or for free initially for the first 5 customers. Get the reviews. That's very important because if you're able to get the reviews from the customers, that can really help you push a lot, and people will start trusting you a lot more. So for the first time, what we did was we actually used LetConvert for our registration page for the webinar for the first time, and we actually saw an increase in conversion rate as compared to some of our previous webinars, and it was quite astonishing that just putting up a small um, widget can really make a big difference. Now, imagine if we are able to actually embed those growth tools that Vipul is talking about. That's really going to be a game changer. And I'm personally looking out for it because as a growth hacker myself, I'll always look out for everything that's possible or any tool that can help me increase the conversions without really affecting or without really pushing the people to purchase. That's extremely important for me. And something like that is going to be a game changer. Also, remember that whenever you see these widgets on some other website where you are a consumer, you forget that you are actually a marketer, and that's always going to be the case. So just to give you an example, Vipul, if I may ask you, like, which is your favorite like shirt brand, for an example?
Which is what?
Which is your favorite shirt brand?
The shirt brand?
Yeah.
I like Tommy.
Okay, so let's say if you like Tommy, and if you see an ad where it says 60% discount, and when you go to that particular website where it says you only have 4 pieces of stock left at 70% discount, tell me if you're going to buy or not.
Well, I'm a marketer, so I know that there are chances someone is simulating that data.
I know, but at that point of stage, you will still think, no, I got to take action right away. You will forget for a moment that you're a marketer.
In the end, I have enough confidence and trust on the brand, and I don't want to take chances, to be honest. I mean, I like Tommy shirts. I'm getting 60% off. That's like a steal deal. Come on, I want to take it right away. And
that's what I'm. That's what I'm telling you. But if you add that with FOMO, it's a no-brainer at that point of stage. So whenever we become a consumer, we stop thinking like a marketer. So this is pure psychology, and this is how we humans are. We cannot change the way we have been designed by gods. We just cannot do that.
And I would like to add something there, Udit. You asked me a question, which is your favorite brand? I said Tommy Hilfiger. That's my favorite brand. So I know the brand. I'm gonna for sure buy the shirt. Their option of showing there that only 4 pieces are left in this shirt or 4 units are left, it's just instilling in me a sense that I have taken action right away. However, not everyone here is a brand. I'm not a brand. You're not a brand. No, everyone here is not a brand. Or I mean, people may be a brand, but I know I'm not a brand for sure. So how do we make sure that people who come to a website actually make a purchase? Because honestly, people do procrastinate. People think, hey, that's okay. I'm gonna take a look tomorrow. I'm gonna save the URL in my bookmarks. I'm gonna come back. Honestly, I think the URLs that are bookmarked, it's like the URLs are in the graveyard. No one's gonna look at them unless and until they want to find something about it, which at times we as marketers do. But showing such kind of things that someone make a purchase and only 4 are left, and then people are reviewing this shirt as really crazy. It instills in me a sense of very big trust and confidence. I want to take an action right away. So it's like trust plus confidence plus fear of missing out. All 3 of them combined really pushes that visitor to take an action.
Exactly, and Amazon does this to us all the time.
Oh, a lot of people do it. I mean, I'm telling you, they have implemented in a way that they're showing it to you all the time. It's just that you see your subconscious mind is processing it. It's actually taking an action because of that, but you're not able to get that. That's the goal with LetConvert. We want you to put proof and user reviews on a website in a way that your visitors are actually taking a subconscious decision to on your website without actually having a feeling that they're being pushed to do that, but you're actually pushing in the background. That's why I say our goal is to help you convert the informed buyer into an impulsive buyer, and all of these really support the impulse.
Definitely, I completely agree to that. So, Vipul, what are the things that you have in your roadmap that's designed for?
Okay, so guys, if you really want to see that kind of feature coming out soon, you gotta upvote it over here.
So, guys, if you really want that feature to be pushed up, just head to letconvert.nol.io and just upvote. That's all you got to do. And once we see that feature moving up, we'll be pushing up. Also, Vipul, you were talking about the Shopify app a while back that it's ready and you have submitted. So when do we expect the Shopify app to go live? By the end of this month or before?
It should be live as soon as possible. So we're gonna have a Shopify app which is going to capture the records automatically and display everything automatically. But to be honest with it, we are kind of preferring to have playbooks first and then the Shopify app later, because what we have seen based on experience with Shopify apps previously is that the people over Shopify are not very advanced. They kind of like done for you things. So we want to get the playbooks pushed first and then the Shopify app. Mm-hmm. But as I can see on this note, there have been some changes. It wasn't the case day before yesterday when I checked it the last. Mm-hmm. Shopify app is being rated more as compared to playbooks. So we might actually make the Shopify app live before the playbooks. But we're going to have a Shopify app for sure. And it's going to come in before the end of this month for sure. Maybe. So it's 10th at the moment. It's going to be there maybe even before 20th. It totally depends how the Shopify store is responding back on all of that stuff. We might as well just put it live in the dashboard for now. Let you actually integrate everything using it from the dashboard itself, and then going forward also install it from the Shopify app store. Mm-hmm. Then we want to do some playbooks. As I mentioned, we want to do some done for you campaigns based on several use cases with the best possible settings and design customizations that we feel are the best. So they act as a one-click playbook. You simply choose your purpose from the purposes that we have and simply implode that playbook over there. The idea is that we do not want you to actually go about setting everything one after another. We want you to give you done for you campaigns. Simply go and just import them up and you're done and sorted.
One of the features that we were talking about earlier when we met, I think if you remember, was the GIF feature, where we have like a bunch of GIFs already. Instead of selecting the image, we can just select some of the done for you GIFs, and you can select that. So for example, the flame one that we are using at PitchGround, right? So if we can implement that as well, where there's just like a bunch of GIFs right away, at the time of when people are selecting, I think that can be like a huge time saver for a lot of people.
Yes, that's a good one actually. Yes, I missed that somehow. I don't know how. I remember we talked about it.
Yeah.
I remember I said that we can make a library section within,
Yes, exactly.
and I even showed you that from one of our other applications, Let Gamify. Yes, I would really appreciate it, Udit, if you go to there and add up that section, say media library, just write media library, and the reason why I'm saying that you should do it is because Nolt knows that it's me writing it if I go and write it, and Nolt by default chooses to prioritize my suggestions lesser than others.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because they say that you're the admin, so of course you would be writing in whatsoever.
Okay, so I have added that, guys. If you want that feature to be pushed again, just refresh and you will see media library as an option, or you can just go to letconvert.node.io/18, and you'll be able to see that suggestion that I have just added. And I think that will be a huge time saver for a lot of people, because going to Google or just trying to look for GIFs can be like a painful process for a lot of people. And then customizing it and then reducing the size. So I think if this can get implemented maybe by next week, I think this can be a huge time saver as well.
Yeah. So what I'm thinking is I'm gonna run a thread on the group, and what we can do is we can ask everyone to drop in the GIFs that they would want to see and they would want others to see as well. Of course, people make sure that the GIFs are CC0 enabled, so anyone can use them. And we can actually crowdsource those GIFs from everyone, and we can make a recommended library, and then we can have a library where people can just go about searching GIFs anyway as well.
Fantastic. So there is a question from Glenn, and he's asking, how would you be able to use this type of service for an intangible service using the FOMO mindset?
I didn't get it. Come again.
So Glenn is asking, how would you be able to use LetConvert or any social proof app for an intangible service?
What do you mean by an intangible service?
So Glenn is into insurance, and he's asking that, hey, like since it's an intangible service, insurance is an intangible service, then how would you use the FOMO mindset?
Is Glenn taking any register? I know a lot of, not a lot of, but a few insurance companies. I know they do a lot of lead generation online. So Glenn, are you involved in any way in any kind of lead generation online? So wherein you are driving people to your book for an insurance consultation page, and then you're reaching out to them. Do you do any kind of that activity? If you do any,
I think he's just starting out right now. I know Glenn pretty well, so he's just starting out. So I think what I can suggest to Glenn over here is possibly what you can do is you can just say that for the next 10 people only, we have this price set, and after that the price would rise by like 10% or something like that. So when you add that level of FOMO, I think it can make a big difference for the intangible services.
Yes, and Glenn, what you can also do is, as a suggestion, just to help you with the marketing, I would suggest that most of the insurance companies actually source a lot of. Most of the insurance agents actually source a lot of leads from Facebook groups and everyone. To be honest, everyone needs an insurance, and everyone literally does. We all want to do our investments. We all want to be safe when we are sick. We all want to be safe when we are old. We all want to be safe and guarded when we are no more. We want our families to be safe and all that stuff. Everyone literally needs an insurance. So what I suggest is that you can also set up a small page, use lead pages or any software like that whatsoever. You put up a small page where people are able to actually come and sign up for a free consultation in your geography, and then just start promoting in local groups. You would for sure be having local groups in your area on Facebook, so you can literally go about and start promoting yourself over there. Like, make an affinity in those groups, post some value in the group, and when people will automatically come and ask you, hey, what do you do? And you can simply send them this kind of a page where you can say, hey, why not actually book a consultation with me? At that point of time, such kind of proof actually helps you even get further registration than what you would get otherwise. So that's kind of another thing that you can get started with.
Brilliant. So guys, let me know if you guys have any other question before we wrap up this product tour and we start doing more videos and we'll start recording more specific videos for you. But if you guys have any question meanwhile, in general about FOMO, about conversions, then please let us know. So Forden is saying this hack would be very nice if we could initiate a sort of sequences. For example, 35% off for the next 35 customers, then 2 minutes later, 35. So that's actually a very good suggestion, Vipul. What do you think about that?
So it depends on the integration, Fodder and Udit. It would be just about displaying this in a call out. This is possible, but my question is, how do you integrate this with your cart platform? How do you integrate the coupon delivery with your cart platform? So of course I can say 35% off for the next 35 customers, and then I can automatically switch it to saying 35% off for only to the next 29 customers. That is still possible. The thing is, how do you implement this in the cart platform? That's it. And of course,
so my suggestion over here would be, maybe what you can do is you can possibly implement something like this without the cart integration right now. And then as the Shopify app goes online, at that point of stage, maybe you can start implementing these features with the cart integrations as well in the future. So for example,
Shopify, as I said, for the big checkout platforms like Shopify and WooCommerce, we can do native integrations, of course, as long as that serves the audience. And yeah, but this is kind of a really good suggestion. I think we can do it otherwise as well without the checkout platform integration.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can straight away make a 35%. So for example, I know many stores that anyway give up to 10% off. So what you do is you start showing that 10% off for the next 30 customers. And as soon as people are actually taking action, you can start decreasing that number. So right now we increase the number at this point of time.
Exactly. And plus at the same time,
yes, what I can do is we can set up a in the personalization tags, we can set up a logical rule.
Mm-hmm.
So we can give you subtraction tags. So you can say 20 minus the number of people who have purchased. Right now you have total number of people who have purchased, but what I can also give you is a logical subtraction.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this can be done. Yeah, this is a good suggestion, Forden.
Yeah, it's actually a very good suggestion. So maybe Forden, you can go ahead and write this in Nolt, or if you want, I will go ahead and write this in Nolt after this.
Yeah, this is a good one, really, Forden. I mean, now that I'm processing it from marketing point of view, I think we can do it. We can do a lot more stuff there. That's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, and this will also really make LetConvert really stand out, because look, notifications and everything is out there with like every single app, but unless and until the whole point of having a social proof is to really help with the conversion aspect. So not just show a social proof, because people are getting to know that, hey, like these are widgets, and they know about it. So when something new or something like this starts getting implemented, so what we're trying to do is the booking.com features in the call out right now, and then the embed feature after that.
Yeah, that's kind of a good one. So moving forward onto the Node board, on the suggestion that people have added a Trustpilot integration, Trustpilot reviews integration, which apparently has got a lot of upvotes. I'm surprised. So we got to do that for sure. And then we have source reviews from a Facebook public page. Mm-hmm. And then we have basic branded login screen for our clients, agency only. Okay, Udit has been really pushy on this as well. I know that.
So you got to let people know that when is that coming out, or how the plans are, so that we can actually let everyone know about it.
So Bruce writes, I cannot drive traffic back on my own website for the clients I'm serving. This seems counterintuitive when providing a solution. Well, Bruce, we actually work with a number of agencies in India, and they're very big ones like Denso AGs and stuff like that. We are, in fact, backed by one of the world's largest marketing agencies. But I think agencies do work with third-party platforms. One of the core functions of an agency is to manage that platform for the end client and not actually resell that platform. So we built the agency model from that point of frame. And coming to why would they come back to my website and not yours? I mean, if you are managing it for them, there's a presumed rule that these guys do not know how to manage this particular dashboard. So for any of those platforms, they're going to come back and recommend, ask you only for a suggestion if they should buy something or not. I see that, in fact, as an option to go about even expand your business, because these guys then start looking out for more options and for more tools which are related, and then they come back to you and even ask you to deploy all of them as well. And you can of course make more commissions and more revenue by deploying in those tools as well. I mean, that's just a frame of mind. And if you have a different mindset, I mean, if you have a different use case, you can of course let me know. I would really happy to explore that, because we work with a lot of agencies as well. And honestly, I personally always love working with agencies out there. They're really good.
So maybe we can talk about it separately with people. There's one more question from Ford, and he's asking: are the records inline or arbitrary? So is it like random, or is it like in sequence as they get recorded?
So on the records page, they are in line. But let's say, so for example, my email address is vipul@letx.co. Let's say if on one of the campaigns I enter my email address at vipul@letx.co, and then on another campaign again I enter my email address at vipul@letx.co. On your campaigns report, they're going to be in line, and of course you have an option to sort them in terms of their alphabetical characters and all that stuff as well. By default, they are in line. In the records page, again they are in line, but if we track any record again because of another campaign, we couple that with the previous record. And so when you click on that record, you would actually see which all campaigns have you gotten this email ID from. And you would also see what has been the journey for these kind of visitors. That's kind of one of the things that we're building in so far. But I'm kind of intrigued to know, Forden, why would you ask this question? I mean, how does it matter to you? Essentially, we put them in line for sure. I know that. But why would you ask this question? You may be having something in your mind which may be already doing. So I really want to save you some time, or if you have any growth hack, let me know.
Okay, so he was saying that, okay, just ask to make the sequences manually eventually. So it's already in sequence for.
Yeah, you do not. I mean, and you have all the options to sort them up as well. We also give you the option to CSV download. And I really do not know how much people know data crunch over here, but once you have things in Excel, to be very honest, you can literally do anything.
Right.
I mean, you can just play across the data points. I always ask for my data points in the sheet, and I do it all myself. Yeah, but I may be old school, so check it. Then is display Google business page reviews, which was something apparently I added. Do you see, Udit? I added that, but I have less upvotes as compared to what this person added, because I think Node by default shows you for the people who not you, essentially.
Right.
And then is Thrivecart integration, which a lot of people have actually asked for. We already have a growth hack for Thrivecart. I myself helped someone on the chat yesterday to get his website live over Thrivecart. So we do have a hack already on Thrivecart. If you guys want, let me know in the group. Just and guys, be very open. Just put up threads in the group if you want to. Just put up a comment. If you want me to do a video on how to integrate with Thrivecart, we already have a hack to integrate with Thrivecart, which works perfectly. But for the people who say they even want to go about and do a webhook-based integration, we are ready to do that as well, as long as Thrivecart team allows that. So
I think what you guys can possibly do is head to Thrivecart's group and just ask them that, hey, we would like to, like, you guys want LetConvert to be natively integrated inside Thrivecart itself. So if majority of you guys will go and suggest that, Thrivecart will just add in the native integration where you can just put in the API key from LetConvert and it will start working right away. But you guys will have to go to Thrivecart's group and start suggesting those people that, hey, we all need. So just start going over there, just start like spamming over there, and just ask them. Like, if they implement it, it becomes easier because it has to be a two-way integration. It cannot be a one-way integration. But if you still want to make it work, then it's still possible to make it work. And what we'll do is Vipul or I we'll just record another separate video just showing a lot of these features that can already be done in just like a small mini series of features, and we'll start updating in the group from tomorrow.
Yeah, and guys, Udit, another thing, if you can do me a favor, I would say let's make a note on things that we have to do. I can't do that because I'm on screen share. But what we can do is just make up 2 notes. We should have one thread telling people if they wanna put in some gifs as we make a library. That's really a good feature, by the way. Second thing is we should put up a thread in the group asking people if they want direct integration, like native integration with ThriveCart. If we see enough response, we can of course reach out to Josh, who's the founder of ThriveCart, and show him that lot of people actually want it. If enough people actually want it, he would be okay to also go about integrate otherwise as well, while we also integrate with it.
Sure, sure. I'll do that, and I'll actually create a thread for it, and we can start implementing those, and should be well.
Okay, this is new, I think, or I missed this. It says allow me to change the use case from social proof to product display. I would like to use this tool to display the nice pop-ups, but instead of people and reviews, it could show other products with short description linked to the product page. Some sites that won't allow traffic, and we could use this technology in other ways. Yes, of course, you can do it already. By the way, instead of putting in any social proof, just put them the customized alerts and say that you just put in a CSV, click on the option of looping review or looping the alerts, click on the option of uncheck the option of show alerts only once, and in the option what you do is you should just enter recommended product in the title, and in the subtitle you can simply say we recommend this product for this option, and you can link the entire alert to be redirected in a new tab for the other product URL if you want to use it like that.
By the way, guys, I'll share an amazing growth hack with you guys that maybe you should implement, and that can really be a game changer. So Vipul, if you can just go to an option inside LetConvert where people can implement their own JavaScript code.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
So guys, there is an option inside LetConvert where you can add your own JavaScript code. This can be a serious game changer, because what you can do is if you know anything about Facebook ads, then what you can do is you can add your own event pixel over there. And trust me, like I look into these options right away, because for me, events are everything. Unless and until you start personalizing your ads, you're not going to be able to sell. So what you can do is you can put in your JavaScript code over here, your event code. So let's say you can just create a new code. You can add those code over here, and as soon as someone clicks it, that event signal will go inside your Facebook page, for business page, and you can start showing them ads. If they have clicked on it, that means they are interested. And when you start showing them ads, it's going to be a game changer. So if you guys have been seeing like PitchGround ads by any chance, that's what I've been doing. I saw a lot of people clicking on it, and I've been like showing ads to those people specifically with a different set of ads. And trust me, this alone can increase your conversions drastically. So maybe what I'll do is I'll probably prepare a small video on this as well, how to do it. But this is something that since we're already here, I just wanted to quickly suggest this is something that you guys can implement.
Yep, that's a good one. Although as soon as you said, I wouldn't want you to go and open the JavaScript, I knew that you would be talking about it. You're so much into Facebook, man.
I look for anything with regards to Facebook ads opportunity, man. Like it's just crazy how Facebook has built an amazing platform.
Okay, so someone here writes that they would like the option to be able to add the data manually. This option will help customers to test and set up LetConvert on the website very quickly. And it says, please refer attached screenshot.
So I think this feature is already there.
Manual attribution is not there yet, I think. I think he's talking about a feature like this. So we already have thing, but the names are going to be static. But if you want to enter dynamic names and if you want us to take from Lyft, yes, I think I have something in mind. I can do that.
So I think overall the suggestions that are coming in are really, really very good. and can really
Last
be.
one is Mautic integration. So yeah, I know Mautic. You want to do that.
So all these things should be a real game changer. Also, Vipul, I wanted to ask, when is the Zapier integration coming up?
So Zapier is something that we have not started yet, guys. We need to start that up, and I would really suggest if someone makes up a suggestion on this Zapier integration. If you want, I can make it myself right away, because honestly, we want to do a Zapier integration for sure, but we don't have it yet. And I would also want to know what kind of events do you want to get in the Zapier integration? Do you want to use it to? Yeah, you just added to this. So, do you want to use it for to sync your leads with your autoresponder, or what kind of thing that you want to do with Zapier?
Fantastic. So, guys, let us know if you have any suggestions or any other questions, and we'll be like more than happy to provide. And also, a lot of like growth hack videos are coming in. Vipul and I will be recording a lot of them. And Ron will be recording a lot of them as well. So just get ready. We're gonna be like bombarding you guys with a ton of small hacks that you can implement right away. So always asking, yes, the video is gonna be coming up. So just give me like a day or maybe like later today in few hours. I'll record that video and I'm gonna share it with you guys and show how exactly that will work.
Yes, guys. This one thing is for sure. Honestly, you guys need to be equally pumped up for us to be even, or to also be able to reciprocate the pump back to you guys. There's a lot that goes behind into making all of this. So if you're implementing all of this, honestly, it really inspires us to make even more and more videos for you guys to take an action. And of course, we all learn when we collaborate. Just like I personally am in love with this feature of subtracting through and showing that this kind of thing is left only this kind of a thing. Yeah, it's a really good one. But what I'm saying is action is necessary, and we really got to take an action to be able to get things going.
And for sure, and we'll also try to like talk to you guys even more, so that if we wouldn't have done this live session, we wouldn't have got that suggestion from Forden. So I think we will be going live like more often, so that we just get to know what you guys want, and at the same time we can really give it a different angle, understand, and then really start shaping up the software how you guys want it.
Absolutely. We are so open to your feedback. Let us know, guys. What do you guys want this to be grown into? We really want to grow LetConvert, as a community product. So that's what is the entire goal about. I shared with you the vision behind the product. We want to get LetConvert be integrated within your website and not just upon your website. We want your visitors to be taking an action that you want them to take through the subconscious mind. We want your proof. You want your reviews to be pushing them so much that they actually go about taking an action right away without even realizing that they're being marketed to.
All right, guys, let us know if you have any other question. Okay, so there's one more coming in. LetConvert has a testimonial capture feature process.
Not yet. What we do is at this moment, you have to enter your own reviews manually. But I think you missed the convert the board that we read. There have been numerous suggestions on integrating automatic review retrievals and scraping from Facebook, Google, and Trustpilot. So we look forward to doing that in the near time, and that possibly and hopefully answers your question over there.
Fantastic. All right, guys, we'll just take up like one more question, and then we'll wrap it up. If we don't have any questions, please let us know. We'll be more than happy, and all those growth hack videos are coming up very soon. And also, if you guys have not got LetConvert yet, please head to pitchground.com/LetConvert and get it right away, because the deal is going to be going off very soon. And before it goes off, just take it, grab it, because you don't want to be like too late before grabbing it. And all these suggestions, they're all coming up. And at the same time, this is just the beginning. There'll be a ton of more updates. There's going to be a ton of more features coming up after this. And at the same time, Vipul is going to be working on the group as well, where we'll start interacting with you guys. Just the way how we started pushing updates and we started doing a lot of suggestions for market plan. We'll be doing exactly the same with LetConvert as well. So there's going to be a lot of action coming up in the coming days. So I would really suggest you guys to, if you haven't got LetConvert yet, trust me, it's going to be a game changer. I've already, like, I've personally been implementing it in on every single website of ours, every single product of ours, and I'm adding, like, on more of the websites that we own. Another, oh, by the way, another feature that that Vipul and I were discussing like a couple of months ago is the blogging, the commenting feature.
Yeah, the discuss feature.
So you want to talk about it a bit more before we wrap up this webinar?
Yes, guys. So if any one of you would be running a blog, which most of you must be already, so you get a lot of comments on your blog, and most of the people use something called Discuss to manage all of those comments on their websites and blogs. So one of the things we identified that you could perhaps show up in those alerts as well were some comments that people were throwing up onto the blog post. So let's say if someone is on my blog post A, but if blog post C is my most read blog post and most favorited one as well, and I want people to be actually looking at that particular kind of blog post, what I can do is on all of my pages, I can start showing an alert with with the comment in it uh, on the blog post C. So we would automatically pick the comment from discuss, and you can set this up and we start showing this in that alert over there. The idea is to even increase the engagement on your blogs out there.
For sure, for sure. So Terry is asking, what was the? Is there any special surprise for LetConvert buyers? So maybe you want to drop in that messaging tab query, messaging tab feature that you were talking about.
Yeah, you announced it already, bro. So yes, I think Soumya also mentioned above tab messages. Just give me
Mm-hmm.
uh, so yes, as I announced yesterday, one of the things that we always use is something called tab messages. It's so you see people mostly forget to add favicons to the website. What we say is it's okay if you do not add it, but there's something called tab idleness, which is growing in very fast in the marketing world, and people need to be saved from it. Marketers need to be saved from it, and the one thing that works to rescue the most is something called tab messages. If anyone who idles away from the tab, so for example, if I'm not, and if I move to this particular website or this particular website over here, I am no more focused about this tab, and everyone would usually have more than 5 tabs open, and you know what, you lose up to like 70% of the traffic because of tab idleness. So we kind of use an in-house platform to retrieve and recover that lost traffic. By what we do is, as soon as people move away from the tab, we start showing some messages over here in this tab, which enables those people which enables those people to actually put their focus back on this tab. And what we also do is, at times we even make a sound from the tab. So we make a ring sound, or we make a ding dong sound, something like that. So and at times what we also do is we even revolve and rotate this favicon. So what happens is, if you're on this website, if something is happening on this particular tab, it really captures attention back, and when you go back to this website, you have the focus again. So works this really works to get your lost traffic get back on your website and recover their attention again. It gives you another chance to pitch them what you have. We at this moment, I don't know if there is any tool which already has that feature, which enables this feature. We have an inbuilt in-house tool which we use using which we use it. I know there is one tool somewhere on the web, and it's the only one in this world, by the way, as I know, which has such kind of a tab messaging feature, and they only do tab messaging. And but that is also very limited, because I looked at it when we built it. um, and it is very limited. The one that we have is very advanced. What I thought is that if people are active enough over here, I would give it away for free. Although we are yet to make a dashboard around it, because we use it as an in-house script at the moment as a part of our other platforms. Uh, we yet to make a standalone dashboard on this. We yet to kind of give it to you for free. But I announced this yesterday to receive some feedback on this, and I think I see enough feedback around it, I'd be willing to give it to you all for free. And trust me, guys, if you start using this on every landing page that you build or even your websites, I'm telling you, you're gonna start retrieving back your lost traffic, way better than what you would be doing right now. Because tab messages honestly works the best. One of the classic examples on why tab messages work the best is that Facebook uses it. I mean, Facebook spends the most money on their website engagement in this entire world, by the way. And if they use tab messaging, that means it really works. And it's not just tab. Facebook, Intercom also uses this, and many other websites also uses it. This is something very new. People do not know it yet. I mean, it's something that marketers haven't explored it as well. So it is bound to work for sure because people don't know it yet. It even delivers an aha moment to your end visitor for them to be coming back to your website to see, hey, what's really happening. So this is something that we want to give it for free. And for everyone who gets aboard LetConvert, what we want to do is we want to integrate these two. So you can even show up the recent activity from those alerts in your tab messages. So in over here, if your alert is saying, let's say Udit from India purchased this, you can even start showing this in your tabs, which is going to be really, really game changer thing, because you're now calling someone back to your website by telling that person that someone else is doing it, and that's why you should also do it, which really helps, which really humanizes the entire marketing. So yeah,
that's very important. But at the same time, remember, like all these growth hacks that we are implementing, we are ensuring that this doesn't cost us the user experience. So anything that shows up or any of these growth hacks that we're talking about or implementing, it's not those annoying pop-ups where it just comes up on your face and you're like, oh my God, like I hate this pop-up. So it's none of those features we are talking about. We are slowly moving away and implementing those small things, those small hacks that can really get the user attention. Trust me, it's very difficult to get users' attention in today's world. And we have to deliver value. We have to really add in these small things to really get them back.
And you know what, guys? Adding to Udit's statement, I was at SaaS Talk. For you guys, for guys who know it, they know that it's the Europe's largest SaaS conference. One of my key takeaways from SaaS Talk is that today your visitors' attention is way worth more than their clicks. I mean, you can get anyone to click on any of the things on your website, to be honest. But if you have the attention, you have them for lifetime. Literally, you have them for lifetime. Your visitor's attention is way worth more than any of the clicks. And sadly, with so much of information overload from everywhere, with so much of noise from everywhere, you literally have bare, perhaps at max you have only 3 seconds or 5 seconds to capture their attention. Such things literally doesn't cost you anything in terms of user experience, but actually in the end deliver you a lot of aha moments and also help you capture their attention, which is the prime thing for you to do today in the world of marketing.
Exactly. All right, guys, I think we have been here for 2 hours again. Like, we just have so much to share. The time just fly by. So we'll have to like cut down short on this webinar right now. But guess what? We'll be coming back again. And like I said, there'll be a lot more of value that we'll be delivering. So thank you so much, everyone who has been around till the end. And I hope you guys got a lot of value out of it, and you guys got to know how valuable LetConvert can be for your product, for your website, and just start implementing them. Don't just listen, take action. If you have been around, just take action. Remember that if you don't take action, you're not going to achieve anything in life. And that's something that I say in every single webinar. Just go start implementing, start playing around. And if you guys are stuck somewhere, we are here to help you out. We are here to help you sort things, and we are help you to grow. But you have to take the action. We're going to be out there to help you in the step 2, but you have to take that step 1 yourself. And if you're able to take that step 1 yourself, we are going to be delivering a lot of value to help you to reach the next 10 steps. So once again, thank you so much, guys, for being around till the end. And thank you so much, Vipul, for coming back again and giving us this amazing knowledge bomb once again, not just with regards to the product, but with regards to adding so much other value as well. I just want to thank you once again. And all of you guys, I know it's weekend, so I won't take much of your time further. You guys have a great weekend ahead, and we'll be coming back on Monday. Thank you so much, guys, and have an amazing Saturday and Sunday.
Yes, cheers to everyone who made it here. I'm sure, and I'm hopeful that you took some knowledge. You're taking some knowledge away. Spend your weekends to take some action. I can promise that you guys will be on the top. And thank you so much, guys, for such an active response. I'm personally loving reading all of these comments out here. I look forward to sharing a lot of knowledge that I have. I look forward to learning from you all as well. I look forward to collaborating with you to get things going. Kudos to everyone who came in, and thank you so much for giving us your time. And thank you, Udit, for giving me this opportunity to be here, guys.
No worries, man. Like, you've been just over delivering at this conversation. All
All
right,
right.
guys. You guys have a great weekend. Bye.
All right, bye, guys. Take care. Good night. Good morning. Whatsoever it is in your time zone. Take care.